Is comparison really the evil thief of joy that everyone says it is? Or if harnessed and used strategically, can it actually become a weapon to quickly up-level your portfolio and your income? In this video, I'll be teaching you how to take what most people avoid and turn it into your weapon, rather than your downfall. In this day of Instagram and Pinterest, we're constantly bombarded by those perfectly curated little squares of everyone's best work. We ooh and ah over their exquisite details, locations, and gorgeous clients. Then you look at your own humble little Lightroom catalog from a recent shoot and those hundreds of images that just don't quite cut it, and you might start to think, maybe the universe is trying to tell me something. And it's saying, you just aren't cut out for this. After all, your images seem to lack that sparkle, that special something that all those other images seem to have. Maybe you even start to feel like an imposter. So yes, comparison can indeed rob you of your joy, but that's if you don't take it by the horns or wrestle it to the ground and put it to work for you. But very few people know how to do this, and that's why you hear nearly everyone telling you to not compare. Don't compare your work to others, stay in your lane, keep your eyes on your own paper, keep those horse blinders on and just do you. And that's good advice, but in my opinion, there's two big problems with it. First, we'll never be free from comparison. It's hardwired into us as humans and it's meant to make us grow. So while turning off your social media or unfollowing everybody that makes you jealous might work in the short term, you're always still going to find ways to compare yourself to others. And two, even if you were to magically switch off the part of the brain that compares, you would be missing out on the tool that will make you a better photographer than you ever thought you could be. So how do we use comparison to our advantage? I want you to start thinking in terms of active comparison and passive comparison. Passive comparison happens naturally without any thought to it. It's what we do when we just mindlessly scroll our Instagram or Pinterest feed, or when we get triggered by what somebody else is doing because it makes us feel inferior. Instead, I want you to actively compare your work to others. You should be actively seeking out work that you admire, work that you would feel so proud and confident to have that inside your portfolio because of the skills, the knowledge, the abilities, and the sophistication required to pull off a shot like that. This is what everyone says not to do, right? But there's three major things that you stand to gain when you take ownership through active comparison. Number one is clarity. Clarity is power. Use comparison to get clarity on what you really want. And sometimes, more important, what you don't want. Sometimes we get caught up on all of the shoulds. My images should look like that, I should be doing things that way, I should be using that technique, I should have gotten that client, all the shoulds. A question that can put you right back in the driver's seat is, do I really want that, or can I just admire it? As an example, maybe you see a photo of a location that's super exotic, but you've decided that travel photography isn't really your focus this year. Your priority is family and being closer to home. So this sort of clarity really frees you up to not feel bad when you see those images. Instead, you can just admire them without all the shoulds, while also having better clarity around the direction that you've chosen to go. So ask yourself, is this a must for me? Or is this a would be nice, but it's not really my focus right now? Remember, we can have anything that we want in this life, but we can't have everything. You can use comparison as a tool to define what you really want. Not only is this level of clarity powerful, but it can be very liberating to just appreciate other people's work without any feelings of guilt or inferiority. Number two, comparison will raise your benchmark. The second way that we can use comparison as a tool for up-leveling our work is by expanding our vision of what's possible. Raising our internal benchmark. Maybe you thought you really nailed it on a recent shoot until you then went on Instagram and somebody else posted an image from the same exact location and their use of natural light was better, their composition was better. They just had that extra special something of their image that yours didn't have. This is essentially comparison, but what I want you to do is make it active so you're doing it on purpose. Because it's actually a very good thing. Just loving their image doesn't make your image bad or any less, but as artists, we should always be growing and striving to push ourselves. So when you look at that image, what about it made it better? That can be then your guide for the areas that you need to up-level in your own work. And this point actually ties into number three. Comparison can give you a roadmap. How did they do it? This is where we get curious and really dissect what made that image different, what makes that photographer's portfolio different, and how can you get there? What do you need to learn? What actions do you need to take? Who do you need to network with? What will help you get to that next level that you want for yourself? The great thing about people being ahead of you is that they've already paved the path. I'm sure you've heard it before, success leaves clues. And all you have to do is really just look for those breadcrumbs, take it one step at a time, taking deliberate action, and soon enough, you will be there too. This will put you in a totally different place when you see things that used to make you feel bad, and instead use them as a guide for what to focus on, learn, and implement to propel you forward. Okay, so let's say you're committed. You're ready to go all in on making comparison a weapon to fast track your success. But then you see a competitor who had this amazing shoot with a client that you wanted in a location that you've just been dying to work at. And what's worse is the images are better than anything that you could have created. You just know it. Or that's what you tell yourself. So what do? Let's just take a deep breath. Comparison is a sort of a double-edged sword. It can be your most powerful weapon, but the other side of that sword, it can cut you. And I want to acknowledge this because I don't want you to completely shut out comparison altogether. That's what a lot of people try to do, but I want you to use that sword. But I'm also going to arm you with 4 tactical things that will help protect you from the negative side of comparison. But first, if you enjoy content that makes you feel good rather than all jealous, consider subscribing. It's one of the best ways that you can support my channel, where I'm committed to helping photographers like you uplevel your craft so you feel more creatively alive and inspired, all while creating your own wildly profitable photography empire. Number 1, rather than blocking, unfriending, or unfollowing, or just straight up ignoring the negative feelings that come from that comparison altogether, celebrate the person. Leave them a comment, reach out, congratulate them, tell them it was beautiful. Not only is this spreading joy by celebrating others and making them feel good, it will in turn make you feel good and free you from the negative part of comparison, while simultaneously igniting that passion within you for doing your own great work. Number 2, ask, why not me? They're doing that, why couldn't I do something like that? And don't answer with limitations, answer with possibilities. What would I need to learn to do something like that? Who would I need to reach out to, have lunch with? What kind of actions would I need to take? Break it all down into bite-sized to-dos and then take action. Number 3 is to aim higher. What could be even better? This takes you out of depression mode and into possibility mode. Don't just say, oh, that was a perfect image, I wouldn't change a thing. Instead, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to push past that to what could be better, what could be different. Remember, there is no perfect images. So if you see a photo of somebody in a location, maybe you would do it in a different location. Maybe you would do it at a different time of year. Maybe you would have a different model. Maybe you would position them a bit differently. What can make that photo better? When you start asking yourself, what could I do differently or what could I do better? You're tasking your brain with coming alive and being creative. And lastly, remind yourself that your journey is your journey. Even if your road happens to be a bit of a bumpy one, it's your road. Just take it one step at a time and you will get there, I promise. And you also deserve to enjoy the journey along the way. I hope this arms you with some insight that comparison can be a bit of a double-edged weapon. If used passively, it can cut you. But on the flip side, and more important, if used strategically like outlined in this video, it can lift you up. It can expand your vision for what you can be. It can give you clarity on the difference between what you merely admire and what you actually want for yourself. And last, it'll help you pave a new roadmap to accelerate you on your journey to where you want to go. Remember, everything's been done before, so if you want to do it too, why not you? Go ahead and do it in your own way, in your own style, with your own spin. And when you find yourself still starting to feel like your joy is being stolen away from you, celebrate that person and remember to ask, how would I do it differently or better? What would be my way? When you start using comparison as a tool to uplevel your work and your aspirations, others will notice. You and your work will skyrocket to new levels. And before long, you might just be the one that is raising the bar for that future photographer. Rising tides lift all boats. Let's make this year ahead one where we celebrate each other, level up, and do better work than we ever thought we could. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being a part of this wonderful community, and I will see you in the next video.